Life will challenge you. People will test your patience. Emotions will rise and fall. But true mastery isn't about suppressing feelings. It's about understanding and guiding them with wisdom. The Stoics knew that control begins within, not outside. Today, we'll uncover powerful Stoic principles to help you stay calm, think clearly, and navigate life with resilience. If you find value in these insights, make sure to subscribe for more wisdom, leave a comment with your thoughts, and let's grow together on this journey. Tip 1. Separate what you can control from what you can't. One of the biggest reasons we struggle with overwhelming emotions is that we try to control things that are simply beyond our reach. The Stoics believed that true freedom comes from understanding the difference between what lies within our power and what doesn't. This idea is at the core of emotional mastery, because when you stop wasting energy on uncontrollable events, you reclaim your peace. Think about your daily life. How often do you feel frustrated because someone treated you unfairly, or anxious about how a situation might turn out? Maybe you feel upset because of a comment someone made or discouraged by an unexpected setback. These emotions are normal, but they become a prison when we let them control us. The truth is, no matter how much we stress or overthink, we cannot change other people's actions, the outcome of random events, or even the passing of time. But what we can control, and what truly shapes our life, is our reaction, attitude, and decisions. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This wisdom reminds us that the most valuable tool we possess is our mind. When we learn to focus on what we can influence, we become resilient, grounded, and far less affected by the chaos around us. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm. You can't stop the wind from howling, the rain from falling, or the lightning from striking, but you can choose whether to panic or stay calm. You can seek shelter, wait patiently, and trust the storm will pass. Life works the same way. You can't prevent every hardship, but you can choose how you respond. And that choice defines your inner strength. Here's a practical way to start applying this. Whenever you feel overwhelmed by a situation, pause and ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, practice letting go. Remind yourself that clinging to what you can't change only drains your energy. But if the answer is yes, focus on what you can do, no matter how small. Even in difficult moments, you can control your breath, your words, your patience, and your perspective. Over time, this practice rewires your mind. You become less reactive, less easily shaken by external events, and more in tune with your inner strength. And as you master this skill, you'll find a deeper sense of peace, not because life becomes easier, but because you become stronger. Tip 2. Master the art of perception. How you see things shapes your reality. The way you interpret events is far more important than the events themselves. Two people can go through the exact same situation. One crumbles under pressure, while the other remains calm and composed. Why? Because their perception of the situation is different. The Stoics believed that things themselves don't disturb us, but our judgments about them do. This means that it's not what happens to us that causes emotional suffering, but how we choose to see it. When we master our perception, we gain control over our emotions, no matter what life throws our way. Your mind creates your experience. Imagine you're walking down the street and someone bumps into you without apologizing. You have two ways to perceive this. You take it personally. You think, how rude. People have no respect these days. You feel angry, your mood is ruined, and you carry that frustration with you for hours. You reframe it. You think, maybe they were in a rush or having a bad day. It has nothing to do with me. You let it go and move on without emotional disturbance. The situation was the same, but your perception changed the outcome. This small example applies to every aspect of life. If you view difficulties as personal attacks, you will always feel like a victim. But if you see them as neutral events, or even as challenges that can make you stronger, you remain in control. Reframing hardships. Turning obstacles into growth. Life is unpredictable. You will face setbacks, failures, and losses. But instead of seeing them as unfair punishments, what if you saw them as opportunities to grow? Marcus Aurelius famously said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that obstacles aren't roadblocks, they are the path forward. Every challenge contains a lesson, and every hardship is an opportunity to develop resilience, patience, and wisdom. For example, if you lose a job, instead of seeing it as a disaster, view it as a chance to explore better opportunities. If someone criticizes you, instead of feeling hurt, ask yourself if there's a lesson in their words that could help you improve. If you experience failure, don't see it as a dead end. See it as part of the process of success. The moment you shift your perception, stress and frustration lose their grip on you. You stop seeing life as something that happens to you and start seeing it as something that happens for you. How to train your mind to see clearly. Changing the way you perceive life doesn't happen overnight. It requires daily practice. Here's how you can start. Pause before reacting. When something upsets you, take a deep breath and ask yourself, am I seeing this situation clearly, or am I letting my emotions distort reality? Detach from negative stories. Often, we make situations worse by adding our own negative narratives. Instead of assuming the worst, try to view things objectively. Find the hidden benefit. Every challenge contains a lesson. When facing a problem, ask yourself, how can this make me stronger? What can I learn from this? Adopt a long-term perspective. Many things that upset us today won't even matter in a year. When in doubt, zoom out and see the bigger picture. Final thought, perception is power. Mastering perception means mastering your emotions. When you train yourself to see life through a Stoic lens, you become unshaken by the ups and downs of existence. Instead of reacting impulsively, you respond with wisdom. Instead of feeling defeated by challenges, you use them as stepping stones to growth. The world around you won't always change, but the way you see it can. And when you change your perception, you change your reality. Tip 3. Control your reactions. Respond, don't react. No matter how much we try to control life, unexpected situations will always arise. People will be rude, plans will fall apart, and challenges will come when we least expect them. But here's the truth. It's not the situation that affects us. It's our reaction to it. The Stoics believe that emotional suffering often comes from impulsive reactions rather than the events themselves. When we let anger, frustration, or fear take over, we give our power away. Instead of acting with wisdom, we react with impulse and later regret it. That's why one of the greatest Stoic practices is learning to pause before reacting and choose a response that aligns with your values. How to control your reactions. Like a Stoic practice, the pause. Before reacting emotionally, take a deep breath. Give yourself a moment to step back and see the situation clearly. Ask yourself, will this matter in a day, a month, or a year? Most of the time, the answer is no. Don't let others control you. If someone insults you or tries to provoke you, remember, their words have no power unless you give them meaning. Instead of reacting with anger, remain indifferent, because true strength lies in self-control. Choose your response wisely. Before you speak or act, ask yourself, am I responding with wisdom, or am I letting emotions control me? The ability to respond calmly rather than react impulsively is a sign of true mastery. Mastering your emotions doesn't mean suppressing them. It means understanding them and guiding them with wisdom. The Stoics teach us that we cannot control the world, but we can control how we see it. Perception, what we focus on, attention, and how we respond, reaction. By separating what you can control, shifting your perception, and mastering your reactions, you will develop a mindset that remains steady in any storm. True strength isn't about eliminating emotions. It's about harnessing them to serve you, rather than being a slave to them. Emotional mastery is a lifelong journey, but every small step you take brings you closer to becoming unshakable. So start today. Pause before reacting, reframe challenges, and choose calm over chaos. Because once you master your mind, you master your life.